Hello, welcome. I just need to spend the first minute or so of this video, which thankfully no one's really watching anyway. Just checking that volumes are good and all that. Yeah. You know what? It sounds fine on my phone. So, what I'm gonna be sort of hopeful is that there might be someone in the chat that if I go really quiet, they can let me know. Give me a sec. Let me just. How do you? There we go. Stream chat. Stream chat is there now as well, so I'll be able to see the chats if they do arrive in, which is helpful. I'll dump you over there. I'll get my race control over here. Working off one monitor really is a little bit on the restrictive side. Right. So what on earth are we watching? I hear you cry. Well, this is ERA's Thursday Sprint Series. So the idea with this one is a bit of practice for the drivers for the Sunday race. We'll be having the Sunday race here at the Nurburgring as well. So this just gives them an opportunity to test some setups. There's two short races, so you might see the drivers run one setup in one race and then make some tweaks and then do it in the second one. I think we'll have. I don't actually know the format. I've just jumped into this as a. Yeah, sorry if you heard an echo. Yeah, I just jumped into this as a last minute thing just so I can test it. So we've got a lot of drivers out, a lot of drivers that we might recognise. Oh, I haven't done my awesome thing, have I? Too late for that. So if deliveries aren't showing, that's my fault. I haven't had time to do the sync. As we see Correa there taking a very unusual line through the chicane. Yeah, so we've actually got 17 drivers in at the moment. Ranging skill levels at the moment. What's the best times we've got? So the best is a 55.4 at the moment, set by Dudley. Matt Gamble a 55.5. So we've got 4 of the guys in the 55s, then a few in the 56 and a few 57, and a few in the 58. So there is a 3 and a bit second gap between the drivers at the moment, but this is just practice. There is no there's no sort of pressure right now in terms of getting out there and doing a hot lap. This is literally just get out and try and do something. Right, so let's just do a tinker with some of these options and see what we get. Have that. I can take all of it off. I can put that on. I think that is best. Do some bumper shots. Go on the wing. This is one of my favourite angles. We'll come off Correa actually. We'll go on to Oaks. Screamy Porsche. Quite like this angle as well. We'll go on the boss for a minute. And I think we are good. I'm just getting my. Have I got my thingy? My other app. I downloaded another app. You see. There it is. Sort of almost. Fangs. Daddy Fangs is smashing people up. Balls. It's not logged in. I'll have to sort that out another day. I download, like a button box type thing that you can get. I've got one of them on an app. I think the idea is to try and use that going forward. Practice is done and dusted then, so we're all boxed off. Look at Darius's sexy GTR there. GT Aston Martin, we've seen Oaks already, Polycott, another Beach Dean Aston Martin, the latest version though, so that's the Nicky Team one that runs in the Fanatec GT World Challenge. Room in the McLaren. McLaren's quite a popular car with the Evo 2. I need to see what people are doing so I know what to beat. 55.4 is the Dudley time so far. But we shall see. We've only got 17 drivers. Okay, qualifying then. So we'll have a 15-minute quali session. Nowhere near that energy. Well, you're the one to keep an eye on then is this boy, innit? To see if your fellow Godzilla compadre can pull anything out of the bag with this. I wouldn't think though this is a GTR track. Like you really need to be, you really need some straights, don't you? Yeah, it sucks. It's not great for the GTR. It is like your McLarens and stuff that we'll do here. Well, there's one, kind of. Well, the back straight's actually going to be the best bit for this, but then sending it into that final chicane's not really an option, is it? So, yeah, you might struggle. But we'll see, you know, early days. First one that's going to get a lap on the board though is Gamble. We know the BMW is decent here, it doesn't mind the curbs at all, and there's plenty of those at the Nurburgring. Some of the ways you get the best out of a lap here at the Nurburgring is by being able to abuse the curbs, which is worrying for the amount of McLarens. We've got 3 McLarens on the circuit and they don't like curbs at all, so we'll see how they get on. But Mr. Matty Gamble's going to be the first one to set a lap on the boards. Then he's going to be closely followed by Glenn Smith in the Aston Martin. And again, the Aston doesn't mind the curbs. It's just that the problem with the Aston and this circuit is there's quite a lot of slow speed corners, and the Aston's not a fan of those. So we'll have to see how he gets going. Let's just jump to Darius then, see how he's getting on. He's just coming up to the final corner now to start his lap. Car 37, car 12 showing yellows. So they might have had a coming together. That was Bollinger and Room. Bollinger's gone wide to get the best possible start for his lap. It might have just showed yellows as they might have just driven off track to get space. That might be what's happened there. So until these laps have begun, finished, we won't really get any representative time showing up on my live timing screen. So at the minute it's just a load of nonsense. But what I can tell you is we've got 17 cars on there. We've got BMWs, we've got Mercedes, we've got Ferraris, we've got McLarens, one sole Nissan GTR, a couple of Lambos, a Porsche, and a couple of Aston Martin. So a good representative grid shown on there. Teddy's in the old Ferrari, the old 488. Whereas the Polycots of the world are in the new 296 Ferrari. Very closely followed there by the Mercedes of Korea. So Korea will a bit too close for me, if you're asking my opinion. You'll be not getting the air through the front of the car that you really need to get the downforce working. So if I was Korea, I would be slipping back to that gap that Bollinger's left for you behind. Yeah, you see, he just washed wide there, look. Yeah, you could do with almost giving this lap up and dropping back a little bit. Let's go and check in with Mr. Gamble then and just see where he is about in his lap. 41, 43, 44 at the moment, but obviously we'll see what his time is when it flashes up. The one thing I need to fix is getting you the times on screen, which at the moment I'm struggling to be able to do. I can't get it working. What I will do is tell you though that this lap isn't going to be pole for Gamble. It's a 56. It's a 56.4, and he invalidated it. The actual pole time has just been set by Dudley, a 56.1. Fengler though, a 56.3. Kolb 56.7. Smith 56.8. We'll run through them when everyone's set a lap. But in short, what I'm fully expecting to happen is the best laps come in the next 5 minutes, really, when the tyres are at their optimum operating temperature. That first lap, really just exploratory for these guys. W120, I have no idea who you are. Obviously, if that is your legal name, then your parents owe you an explanation. But he sets a pole of 55.2, gets straight in there with a fast time. That's 8-9 tenths faster than this man, Mr. Dudley, one of the most unluckiest sim racers you'll ever meet. but an exceptionally fast man. We've got a McLaren and 2 Lamborghinis in the top 3 then, with Fengler's time still being good enough then. Oh, as I say that, Mr. Smith in the black BMW just pops up with a 56.2 and just dislodges him from that from that P3. 777 Smith had some sort of incident. Let's have a quick look at what happened to him. Oh, he just got it wrong then at this Michael Schumacher S. And unfortunately for him, that's that lap done and dusted with. He's got to go and get that damage all sorted out. 10 minutes left of this qualifying session. Whether we jump into a qualifying 2, so normally if you have 2 races on the server, you have 2 qualifying sessions. So this could be one of 2 qualifying sessions we have. If this is qualifying 1, it's for race 1. If not, God knows, we'll figure it out as we go along. Who knows? But we're all along this journey of discovery together, ladies and gents. As Gamble, 55.0 for Gamble. What's Dudley done? That was a 55.7, so good enough to improve him. Godzilla, 56.1 for Darius. A good lap for him in the Godzilla car. It's a second off pole though. We get Bollinger then finally popping up with a time in the old Ferrari. That's a 55.5 for him. 54s are definitely possible, I think. I think we should be able to get into the 54s. So in terms of track temp, we're looking at 18 degrees. Atmospheric temp is probably the wrong word, but that's the one I'm going to use. With a track temperature of 24, so it looks like it's a little bit cloudy out there, not too much sunshine. We're not baking the concrete, so the tyres in the race should actually last quite well. Car 47, which is Kolb, has had some sort of horrible accident then. Ferraris aren't designed to do that. Didn't seem to slow down at all, did it? It just kept going. So that is Kolb. Probably going to have to buy his mechanic some beers, I think, as he has actually exited the room. So that, I'm guessing, is some sort of technical issue, as he has now retired from the race. We've not got him anymore. Yeah, they should, but again, this is where, you know, in this 20-minute race, you don't care, do you? But whether you're going to be able to do that, yeah, whether you're going to be able to do that in the actual 1 hour race on Sunday, who knows. So a lot of drivers improving. We've got Fengler, actually, I was just about to say, was a second up on his time, and he smashes in a 55.2 to put himself on the second row of the grid then, alongside the Ferrari of Bollinger. A couple more cars a bit further down. Stance is improving by 7 tenths, but it's still quite early on in the lap. We've got another couple of cars just improving by a tenth or 2 here and there. We've got Warren, actually, is in the Ferrari. He's coming up to the end of his lap now. He's 7 tenths up, so he's here set potentially to go into the between 5th and 7th, I'd estimate, with this potential time that he's got. Maybe higher if he's got a really good exit. Warren then sets a P6, a great lap for the Ferrari. The Ferrari's really starting to show their hand here at the Nurburgring as he retires back to the pit. In the background there we saw another one of the Ferraris off out to set a lap time. A couple of cars a little bit further down starting to improve by 4 or 5 tenths at a time. We've got Oaks there in the Porsche. Still quite early on in his lap though. We've got Polycott as well. He's a little bit further on. Thank you for following, Rafa Rims. Appreciate you joining the party. We've got Bollinger now. He's 2 and a bit tenths up on his time, but again, still quite early on in the lap. 120 is improving, but it's not enough to dislodge Gamble at the moment. Fengler, again, Fengler is flying. He's 2 tenths up on his best, and only 4 corners left to go. We'll follow Lamborghini then, as he is absolutely rocking it at the moment. Fengler is 1 and a bit tenths up. He has to get the chicane really right. He's gone a little bit deep there. I think this is going to cost him a little bit of time. Yeah, it is. All that time has sapped away on the exit. He might have just overdone the tyres a little bit. He's got enough time to reset though, as Fengler does cross the line, doesn't improve. He loses all the time there. Commentators curse indeed. 120 actually now. is on a lap that might just be good enough to challenge Gamble's pole time, which is now a 54.9 for Gamble. We'll keep an eye on that. Anyone else improving? Yeah, we've got Polycott now. He's going to improve. He's going to improve quite a bit, actually. Polycott goes from P14, and it might have been an invalid lap because it hasn't thrown him any further forward. Oaks now coming out of the final corner. 4 and a bit, temps up, gets a bad exit though. Can Oaks improve his time? He goes up to P11 with a 56.6. Warren, another car, retired to the pits. We've still got Bollinger now, jumps to the top, 55.4, but it might not be enough as we've got Gamble out on a lap. We also have Fengler. Now Fengler's time at the minute is a high 54. He just needs this last part of the lap to be good. We'll stay. Oh, Fengler. I'm going to stop watching you, mate, because every time I do, you mess it up. We've got Oaks again. Improving. Ramsey, as I cut to him, just lost all that time. Polycott in the Aston Martin, still quite early on in his lap. So a lot of drivers now, with just a few minutes to go, either have potentially cooked their tyres, as we have had some sort of incident for Dudley, and it's the Lamborghini plus curbs equals death once more, and that is some damage. That might be qualifying over for Dudley. Your pole sitter then at the moment, if I just go, yeah, there we go. Pole sitter for the moment, Bollinger, by 200ths of a second to Gamble. Gamble just looks like he might be on his outlap right now. A lot of these boys are on outlaps and just starting to get prep done for their next part of the round. The one to watch at the minute is Room, and if I'm butchering your name, mate, I do apologise. This could throw him above Darius's GTR. In fact, as it stands, it is throwing him above Darius's GTR. He just needs to get through this final chicane nicely. Current best for Room is a 56.2. He's 7 temps up on that as it stands. He just needs a really good exit at this last corner. I do like the front bumper design on that car, actually. Room for P11 then. P5. What a lap for Room. 55.5 in the end for him. We've got Fengler again up, but I'm not coming to you, mate. Correa. Early on in the lap. Where are you, Fengler? Car 28 on my tracker. You're still too early in the lap. We've got Glenn off as well. The Schumacher S's claim another victim. Let's get up close and personal with this one. Oh, that looked like an odd one. It just looked like the car lost balance. Room is up once more, but he's still going to be quite early on in this lap, I think. Alright, Fengler. If I come to you, mate, if I cut to you, do you promise not to throw it off the circuit? Is that do you mind? I'm not saying anything on purpose. This is purposeful. Oh, not a great final corner for Daddy Fangs. He sets pretty much an identical time as the one that put him there, and that might be him done for this one. As we look at Matty Gamble, a few corners left to go for him, but he is currently up on his time. Dudley's also back out on track and up on his time as well. He's on another fast lap. Smith also up on his time, but a lot of these cars, as I say that, he spends off. Let's keep an eye on Gamble, as he is the potential pole sitter if he can nail the last bit of this. He has set purple set to 1, purple set to 2. He's got a couple of attempts to find in the final sector if he's going to purple that as well, but as long as he equals his current sector, he'll be fine. So now I have no corner names for the Nurburgring. So you won't have the most up-to-date and knowledgeable information from me for this one. Bollinger's also up on his lap. So this could be a battle. Bollinger's only just started his lap as well. This is going to be Gamble's last lap, I think. Let's see what Gamble can do then. Coming out the final corner, 54.9 for Gamble to beat. His time is a 54.697 for Gamble. Displaces Bollinger from the top of the leaderboard. We'll cut away from that little battle. Just have a look at Dudley as he rounds the final corner. Then he's currently sitting in P6. He's looking to improve his time. He does improve his time, puts himself into P3. Fengler will be furious then as he's shuffled onto the third row of the grid. Another driver to watch is Correa. He is up on his time as well. We can keep an eye on Correa because the car directly following him is Bollinger. Bollinger is up on his time, but as it stands, it isn't enough to get pole. He's got a lot of work to do in the last two sectors here at the Nurburgring in order to displace the Irishman from the very top of the standings here in qualifying. Correa though still improving his time. As it stands though, this is only going to jump him up a couple of places, but it's still nice to put a decent lap on the board. Correa then currently P15 with a 57.3. One of only 4 drivers in the 57, so if he can escape that, he joins into the 56 club, and that's a nice place to be. Where does Correa put himself? He is up on his time. He goes into the 56s. P14 for Correa. In the end, Bollinger did not improve his time. So then, as we see a very unorthodox BMW there, I'll just cut away from that because otherwise you'll wonder what the hell's going on. If we just have a look at Matty Gamble then, looking calm and composed in his very weirdly raked BMW. Yeah, that's the Irishman, alright, just sat there. Then they got the Swede, Bollinger. He's got a Ferrari for this one. Just behind them, we've got Mr. Dudley in the Lamborghini W120, who I'm just going to call you 120. It's easier. They're making a name up for you. Then you got Fengler P5. He should be happy with that, Fengler, considering this isn't the Lamborghini's party piece of a track. Then you got Room P6 in the McLaren. I think it's the highest. No, W120 is the highest McLaren. Then the one that Lewis will be in the chat watching there, that's Darius in Godzilla P7 for the Nissan. Certainly not a strong track for the Nissan here, but he's still making it work. I will have my daughter arriving home any minute, by the way, so if you hear a door opening and some noise, you know why. Warren in the Ferrari. This is the highest up new Ferrari we've got. Then we've got Oaks in the Porsche, the only Porsche in the field tonight, so easily spotted for that. Then Colby in another Ferrari, rounding out your top 10. Then we've got Smith P11, Glenn Smith P12, Ramsey 13th, then in the other Aston Martin. Correa, who we just watched set that time, he's P14. Then Polycott is 15th in another Ferrari. Stanza in the last of the McLarens, and then Polycott rounding off your 17 car grid here at the Nurburgring. So we are ready to get underway. Matthew Gamble then going to be the driver to get us underway for the formation lap. Just a little bit laggy as everyone gets themselves going. As I need to find my mouse again. Where are we? There we go. No, there we go. So it's going to we're not going to do a full formation lap, I think. So we are going to get underway here. So I'll cut back out to the TV cameras. So here we are, ready to go at the Nurburgring for a 20-minute short race. Matthew Gamble's going to be the one to set the cars off. We are waiting for the green to drop. It does now drop. We are racing, ladies and gentlemen, then, as the BMW has to lead us down the long main straight and down into T1. Cars are going to battle for the inside line here. Are there going to be any collisions or anything a little bit further back? We all look fine so far. Darius manages to get that car stopped. There was a car that had to mount the curb. Oaks just manages to get that car stopped. Ramsey's in the pits for some reason. Oaks and Kolb have had an incident. Let's go back and have a very quick look at what happened with those two. Let's have a look. So where is Oaks? Oaks is just ahead in relation to these two, so we'll keep an eye on Oaks as well. What happened to him? So Kolb at this minute in time is miles away. Oh, it looks like it might have just been Oh no, it wasn't actually. It was the BMW then of Smith, I think, that was the main culprit in that one. Yeah, so I'm just going to get the gaps up. There we go. So we're watching the race now. We've got quite a lot of close battles. My daughter's just arrived. Let me just mute you for a second. Now we'll just keep the race on. This won't happen on Sunday. It's just a tonight thing. Watching the race now between Corrier and Smith. Corrier jinks for that inside line. Smith, though, just able to defend that corner. As Corrier just gets a Merc a little bit wobbly then, as he just tries to take as much of that curve as he possibly can. We've got battles all the way through this field. As we just wait for the timing screens to update themselves. Warren and Room quite close together, but just enough for a little bit of a gap to form. Smith might be looking for a move here on Kolb. That damaged Ferrari, maybe not as fast in a straight as it once was. Nice move there by Smith, but Kolb gets the cutback. Is he able to keep that Ferrari ahead? He is. That's a nice move by Kolb. We'll just go back and have another little bit of a look at that. Just able to cut back nicely. Nice move there by Kolb. Yeah, I know there might have been one, Josh. My kid had arrived home, so I didn't get a chance to see it, mate. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get a chance to watch this. Now, we've just missed it. Oh, actually, or did we? Or did we watch it back? Massive incident then with Polycott, Ramsey and Oakes all involved in that one. Yeah, good spot. Yeah, my child arrived home just as the race started, so it really didn't time it very well at all, I'm afraid, mate. So I'm gonna be missing things. We're still in replay mode. I'm waiting for I can't stop the replay once it starts, so I've done a minute-long replay, which is probably a mistake. That'll be why an Aston Martin goes off as well. Polycott's off the track when we rejoined. Yeah, there we go. Right, we're back to racing action now. I need to figure out this replay thing because it makes no sense to me at all. Battles on track then. We got Daddy Fangs, Bollinger and Dudley. So at the moment there's a nice little Lamborghini sandwich going on. Oh, sorry, they're trying to make it a Lamborghini sandwich. As Dudley has been dispossessed of his position. He was running P3. What did he just get now? He didn't get absolutely mugged off. Something must have happened to him. But at the moment, Gamble is absolutely steaming away with this. He's got a huge lead, 2 and a bit seconds to 120, who's holding down P2 at the minute. And the battle behind him then between Bollinger, Fengler and Dudley, he's just managing to keep him freed up. Dudley then it did look like he was just trying to put Fengel off potentially, maybe throw one up the inside, but not close enough at the moment. Darius then in the Nissan at the minute is holding on to P6. He's carrying on from where he started the race, but he has got room right behind him. A couple of other battles sort of starting their way to form. We've got Kolb, Corrier and Smith all closing up. And then you've got Oakes, who's now trying to get on the back of Polycott. Can he get some moves made? Both of these cars looking very battered and bruised. I'm not sure if Oakes' car is meant to look as battered as it actually is, but we know he added some rust on there for special effects. Let's go and check in with Fengler, Bollinger and Dudley. Still in the same positions as they were. Dudley Managing at the moment. Whether he's going to be able to get past Fengler or not, I'm not too sure. Looks like right now. Yeah, I need to update the liveries, but I keep forgetting. I was very last minute on tonight, so I didn't get a chance to do the sync thing. So as it stands, mate, I've got no liveries showing. But you know, it is what it is. Well, I have got liveries showing as long as they were uploaded like a month ago. That's the situation I'm in at the minute, so it's not ideal, is it? How come you're not racing in this anyway? I feel robbed. Seeing if sorry, I was just checking the messages. I only got home from work. Ah, fair enough. But I'll let you off, you know. I'll let you off. Oh, look, was that contact then between Kolb and Courier? And Kolb tries to. I was going to say, looks like he might have been squeezing Courier, but I don't think that was quite it. Let's just go back and have a look on board Kolb. So it looked like there might have been a little bit of contact then as the two cars sort of got side by side coming out of the Schumacher S. So Kolb does get a much better exit here. No, it was nothing. it was absolutely nothing, I don't think. Courier did just about give him enough space. Another little battle sorting to happen there is Warren v Room. So Room's car's got a little bit of... has it got damage? No, it's not got damage. It looks like it's damaged. And Darius has actually got his way up into P5. Sorry, Darius, we missed that. We were too busy watching a little bit of a battle towards the tail end of the field. Dudley now on the back of Fengler. So what's happened to Bollinger? Missed what's happened to Bollinger as well, because he was much higher up and he's had a nightmare. His last lap of 206.6, so 10-11 seconds slower than it really should be. So Bollinger somewhere has had a little bit of a whoopsie. We did miss it on the stream. We can't get everything. We'll go back to Kolb v Courier. Is that he's starting to heat up nicer then? Is Kolb going to try and someone down the inside? Courier looks like he might have closed the door there, you know. Sorry, Courier looks like he might have closed the door. We'll go back and have a look. So we're now into the braking zone. Oh, I'm not going to put my stewarding hat on tonight. But yeah, there was just an incident. Back to Room v Darius, then the McLaren starting to furiously chase down Godzilla. Just see how much better he is on the brakes than that big fat lumpy GTR, but the GTR is just an absolute unit. And Darius tries to get that car squared up early, get back on the power. Once he's on the power, you're okay. That is a girthy boy. Bollinger then as well. He was never going to make a move coming into T1, was he? So let's have a look at Bollinger as he tries to cut his way back through the field. Up to P11 then for the Teddy. Matt Gamble still leading. Obliged to check in with him from time to time, but he's being boring and winning the race. Dudley still can't get past the Fengler. It's Lamborghini v Lamborghini, but obviously they might be running slightly different setups. Fengler at the minute is just about doing everything he possibly can to keep the other Lamborghini behind him. Just needs to keep it squared away for the next 9 minutes. Currently running in a podium position, so this is the battle for the last of the podium spots. These two, for the last couple of laps, have been rarely separated by more than half a second. Bollinger now has worked his way back up to the back of Glenn Smith. Is he going to be able to try and find his way past the Aston Martin, or as he just gets the entry to the chicane a little bit wrong there? These three nice and tightly grouped together. Just looking back at Dudley. He's really trying to get a different average lap time 10 minutes in. So, last lap time for Gamble was a 54.9. What car are you in, Josh? The average is like a 56, mate. Alright, unfortunately, mate, the Astons at the minute are both running in the 58. Glenn Smith is the highest Aston. His last lap was a 56.6, actually. I forgot about him. They're doing alright, but this isn't their best track. So Bollinger's not actually got himself past Glenn Smith yet. Glenn putting up a decent fight here against the furious Swede. Bollinger could be carrying a little bit of legacy damage if he did indeed have an incident of some sort. He might have a little bit of damage hanging over him, so whether that's affecting his ability to cut through the field, I don't know. All I know is it might be. Room is still stuck behind the big girthy GTR, and Darius is in no rush to invite him to make a move. Oh, as we just cut just in time for an incident then between Room and Darius. We're just going to go back and have a look at that. Did he just get his... He did, he got his braking horribly wrong and just hit the bumper. Hit the curb, sorry. It slows down, doesn't take advantage of that, but unfortunately for Darius, that's let Liam and Neil through. So he's lost 2 positions as a result of that. Is it Neil? Anyway, Warren is now up into P5. And Darius down to P7 now, but still representing quite nicely. But that was a big oof for the beast from the land of the rising sun, as it spits fire then down into T1. The Fury then contained by Darius has actually Room now with some legacy damage. He's really struggling to get that McLaren pointing in the right direction. What else have we got going on? We've got Kolb now on the back of Smith. Bollinger's dropped down to 12th now. So Bollinger's got some sort of issue going on. Gamble's lead out front now 5 seconds over 120. So 120, who's keeping a 3 and a bit second gap to Fengler. Fengler still fending off the Dudley in the same car. There's not really been much change in this battle. Fengler will have the imprint of the front of that Lamborghini embedded into his mind at the moment, the amount of times he must be looking in his mirror. Dudley has been trying for about 10 minutes to get past this car, and at the minute a gap can't be prized open, and that's huge praise really for Fengler's driving. That's really come a long way. In the 55s for him now. He's really moving on with his skills, to be fair. He's massively improved. Bollinger then does get back past Correa up to P11. What was this move? It was a bit of an opportunistic move by Teddy. Fires one down the inside. Correa gave him the space and through he went. Darius v Room is still... Oh, as Bollinger generates a yellow flag. Why? What's he done? I'm going to guess the curbs. curbs have done something bad to him. Show me on the doll where the curbs touched you, Teddy. We'll be showing them everywhere. That was just unfortunate for Mr. Bollander, who was working his way through the field and is now back to pretty much where he started. Kolb's Ferrari is glued to the back of the Aston Martin of Smith. Does he try and prize a move? No, Glenn doesn't let that happen easily. Kolb with points, yeah, 0.2. And Dudley is still behind Fengler as well. Those two are still glued to the back of each other. We've only got 3 minutes left of this now, so probably a lap, 2 laps remaining. We're not going to get 3 out of this one, are we? As Corrier does get past Kolb, and Kolb's Ferrari has had some horrible accident. What's happened to it? Oh, he's disconnected. It looks like a disconnect then for Kolb. Yeah, as he flies away. A new aero package on the Ferrari working well. Checking with Gamble. Set the fastest lap in the race as well, a 54.6. 4-second lead now over 120, who's holding P2. Fengler still in P3, despite Dudley being 0.2 of a second behind him, and he has been for laps on laps and laps. Then we've got Warren in the Ferrari, he's P5, but he is 10 seconds back from those guys, so get a podium at this minute in time might be a bit of a stretch. Then you got Smith, P6, Darius P7, Room P8. Looking like he might try and make a move on Darius at some point. I just flicked back to the battle as I saw the times change about. Yeah, Room won't get anywhere near the GTR on the straight. He's going to have to do the work in the corners. You got Glenn P9, Corrier P10. Bollander now back up to P11 with Kolb's retirement. Stance at P12. We've not really seen Stancer, but he sort of raced on his own all race. Same for Polycott and Ramsey, who we've not really covered, the two Beechstein AMRs. Oaks we've seen a little bit of. He's 30 seconds back from those two then in P15, carrying, I'm presuming, quite a bit of damage as he oofs that car once more. And will now drop to the bottom of the pack. Bollander pits, so he's off as well. We do have yellows out. Car 147, which is Oaks. We've just seen him. He's back in the pit lane. He's not going to finish this race. So let's check where we were then. We've still got Dudley v Fengler going on. Room v Darius still going on as well. So these are the two big battles we're looking at. We've also got Ramsey v Polycott now, as Room might have a look down the inside. Not close enough. Yeah, the two Aston Martins look like they might have been having a pop at one another. Let's go back to Room v Darius. The car ahead of these two is Liam Smith. Shouldn't be an issue for him at the minute. As it stands, yeah. Thing is, as long as Darius has got, he's ahead here. Oh, is he? No, that's just the way. I think that might just be the way. He's done that a couple of times. He's almost V'd that last corner to give him the very best chance of just getting a drive onto the main straight. Seems to be working for him. There's the two AMRs were side by side temporarily on the timing screen. It's still Polycott ahead of Ramsey. Oh, Dudley v Fengler, they were side by side. Can Dudley do it? No. Fengler's going to show him the outside. Oh no, Fengler, I'm gutted for you. We've got to go back and have a quick look at what happened though. Oh, Fengler just left the door open. And Dudley was just really just able to drive through, and considering how well Fengler's been holding on to that position, he will be absolutely gutted. But is he back ahead of him? No, he's still behind. The timing screen you get on your screen, ladies and gents, is it doesn't update as often as the one I've got in the background, so sorry about that. But this is now going to be the last lap. Matty Gamble by 4 seconds is leading the McLaren of 120, who is leading now Dudley's Lamborghini. Fengler now dropping back a little bit now that Dudley has got past him, and for the first time in what feels like the last 15 minutes, that gap stretches over half a second. Room v Similars, I'm not even Darius. I was going to try and pronounce your name then. Halfway through, I bottled it, so I'm just going to carry on calling you Darius. Yeah, what I was going to say is it's still. Liam's had some sort of incident. Darius is going to maybe pick up another position here. He's going to have to do it the hard way though. The GTR's going to have to throw it around the outside. Has to trust in Liam. He has to cut the corner. This could be Room's opportunity. It is. Darius kind of screwed then by the BMW. Had to really go for the move. And unfortunately for him, went from potentially gaining a position and going up a spot to dropping out, and for Room getting him anyway. Yeah, it looks like Liam really just had a bad run through the corner. Yeah, went for that move, and then Room goes, thank you very much, I'll take that spot. Darius did go for the look, wasn't to be, as we now have conclusion of the race. Sorry, I haven't watched the guys cross the line, I was too busy looking at that. But your winner race 1 is Gamble, who wins by 1.4 seconds in the end. He must have slowed down near the end. Then you got Dudley P3, Fengler P4, Warren 5th, Smith 6th, Room then 7th with Darius in 8th, Glenn in 9th, and then Corey rounds out your top 10. You've then got Stancer in 11th, Ramsey in 12th, Polycott in 13th, the other Polycott in 14th, taking the last of the flags. Bollander and Oaks late retirements. So that's the 16 drivers we've got. We will now jump into either another quali session or another race. I have no fucking clue what's going to happen. Right, so I'm just going to wait. When whatever happens next, I'm going to run and get a drink. So you'll have a minute or two where there's nothing really going on. We're just now waiting for the server to kick into gear. Here we go. As we jump to the helicam, let's do that. Are we getting another? I don't know. What's happening? Feng, mate. I'm a bit gutted for you, dude. You know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit disappointed for you. You were driving absolutely like top tier. And Dudley's not someone who's going to put you under absolutely mounds of pressure. To be fair to him, like. You could have had Teddy behind you. But at the same point, he's fucking quick, and you've held him off genuinely, like, really well. And cheers, Josh, as well. Thank you, mate. It's I used to do commentary on another sim. So the talking bit of it, I'm rusty, yeah, I'm very rusty, but that'll come back. But it's the software bit that I struggle with. What are we having? Is there another race, by the way? Because I don't know what's going on. Oh, we just got like a... Yeah, there's another race. Do we have a race 2? So we're just waiting for it to happen then. Okay. I do believe my John slipped and stumbled. Yeah, I think that's a fair statement. You were doing really well. Shit happens, doesn't it? Like, it's not the end of the world. Alright, let me go and have a look at my overlays for a sec and see what I can do. So I've got the standings one, which I'm not keen on, I can't do the head-to-head thing because it's a yeah. I'm gonna have yeah, I'm going to have to pay for like a pro version because I haven't got it. Yeah, that's a shame. Oh well. Yeah, these are all pro things that I just haven't got the options to do. So, are we going to start with the same grid? Time for some Enduro, yeah, mate. Yeah, 100%. Right, well, we've got, in fact, I ain't got time, so I'm going to go without a drink for this next race because I've run out of time because I've been too busy looking at crap that I don't need to look at. So let's just do this. Let me do that. Let me do that. And look at Gamble's weird BMW again. Same start. Right, okay. I just wasn't sure how this all worked, like with the Thursday one. It's been a while. So as far as I'm aware, it's the exact same settings. So it's basically what we've just had again. So another 20-minute race. Colby's back in for this one, so hopefully his Ferrari doesn't decide to upgrade its aero package and fly away again. I mean, that's a weird. You know how that they talk? Oh, there we go. So you talk about positive rake. That's a serious way of doing it, isn't it? Max downforce BMW. Right, let me get back to my broadcasting control. Right, so engines are going to fire up now. Short formation then to get us lined up for the start of the second race here at the Nurburgring. So ready for a copy and paste of what we had before. Can Fengler, the star really of race 1. I can't select TV2. I don't know what's happening. I can't select the camera angle I want. There we go. We'll keep an eye on things. Wait for the flag to drop then for Gamble to get us underway for race 2 here at the Nurburgring. Off we go then. Gamble gets us underway with Bollender in close pursuit. Dudley looks to have got potentially a slow start with 120, potentially trying to draft him on the outside. We've also got Room involved in this as well. Have we got any incidents happening a little bit further back? One of the Astons takes avoiding action. Looks like Corrier there on Smith. There was a little bit of contact reported. We have Room off the track then. We can go back and have a look at it should nothing else kick off a little bit further on. Let's have a little quick look back at what happened to Room. He tangled with Fangs, one of the guys you don't want to battle with. As we are about to cut back to live action, then we're still watching the replays. You've got a drive through. That might have been for position on start then. So he's going to have to come in and serve that in the next couple of laps. Other than that, your current order is then Gamble does still lead the way ahead of Bollender. Hopefully can keep it on the track this time. Then you got 120 in P3. Dudley leads Fengler in 4th and 5th respectively. Darius P6 fighting away with the Ferrari of Warren at the moment though. Can Warren get anything done on the big boy GTR, or is he going to actually have a Liam? What a move by Liam. If he can get it stopped, that's a fantastic opportunistic move. Just the door was open and he just prized it. I absolutely love this. So the Ferrari might have been compromised then coming off the Schumacher S, and yeah, Liam just chucked it down the inside. I love that. Nice move there, Mr. Smith. So yeah, then it was Warren then in P8. He is followed by Oaks, who we hope can have a bit of a better race this time around. Ramsey holds P10. We've got Kolb again, who off the track. Oh, massive oof, as he came in to serve that drive through. Oh, he had to get on the brakes as he was turning the car, and that's never going to work out in your favour. Alright, back to live action then as we watch Smith v Darius then as we attack the Mercedes-Benz Arena for the, what are we on now? Second time of asking. Darius is struggling. We've got a big incident a bit further back. What happened here? This was involving Stancer, Courier and Polycott. We'll just go on board with, we'll just watch Courier and see what happens. Where did this all take place? Oh, it had already happened. It had already happened then. Lots of cars spinning off. Back to live action. That has really upset the apple cart a little bit further down. Kolb has battered and bruised Ferrari then back out. We've got Oaks now putting all sorts of pressure on Warren. Things are a little bit closer, a bit further up the field. Fengler starting to put some pressure on Dudley a little bit further up now. He was 0.2 seconds behind him. He's slipped a little bit. Cheers for keeping an eye on that. It looks like he served his drive-through, but he's now got damage, so I don't know what's happening with him. Warren on the back of Smith. Smith, who's like, he's been like a hot knife through butter most this time, but Darius has managed to get his place back. One little nice, oh, he actually gets oofed there by Liam. We saw that, we don't need to replay it. We did have a yellow out temporarily, but I didn't see who for. Yeah, I didn't see who for. Oh, as Fengler gets past Dudley. Dudley makes a mistake going into T1. Fengler, ever the opportunist. Oh, he just went too deep, and instead of taking out 120, just puts it down the inside. That allows Fengler then up to P4. Has to be said, good driving by this man here, Mr. Dudley. He would rather take himself out than affect another driver, and I really respect that. Darius has had a bit of a horror show somewhere. What's happened to him? He's P10 now, so while we were looking at that replay, Darius has fallen a couple of spaces. Was that legacy damage from the Smith incident we watched? It may well have been. Oaks v Warren is still hotting up quite nicely. Then the rustic Porsche on the back of the brand new Ferrari. It sounds like he's absolutely hooning this one all the way around this circuit. Just struggling to get on board with the Ferrari's pace in the infield at the moment. Meanwhile, at the top, Mr. Gamble still leads then 1.4 seconds to Bollinger, but he's not having it all his own way. He is pulling a gap, but he's not doing it as swiftly as he had the opportunity to in the first race. Teddy taking all the track limits and then more. That might invite 120 for a little bit of a look at the back of the 488, but your three leaders then on the start-finish straight to begin lap number 4 here at the Nurburgring. No one's close enough to make a move yet, but someone who might be close enough as we see, I think that might have been Kolb coming out of the pits. Yeah, it was. I was going to say Oaks then eyeing up P6 in the Porsche, but he's got a Smith right behind him, and as we've seen, Smith is looking very aggressive this race. So we'll see if he can do that. Courier, meanwhile, trying to find a gap either left or right of the Beechdean AMR, currently holding P12. We have Bollinger V120. We did say that this... What's happened? Why is Fengler down in P5? What's gone on? What's happened? I've missed something. Alright, so Teddy's done what Teddy does and he's crashed. That's fine. Dudley was already ahead, so Dudley's got back past Fengler somewhere. You know what? I am missing so much action. Looking back though, Polycott v Courier. Was there contact? Was there contact there? Let's have a look on board with Polycott. No, doesn't look like there was any contact. Just does honestly look like Polycott might have just had a bit of an incident himself. So Bolland is off, hasn't cost him acres of time. He's now on the back of Fengler, and I rather prophetically said Fengler needed Dudley in his mirrors rather than Bollander, and now guess what he's got? He's got Bollander in his mirrors as Oaks actually. Oaks, a bit further back, has got past Warren now. This is just on board with Warren. We'll jump back up to the Bollander v Fengler fight though. You do have to question, as Fengler goes deep, just how aggressive Bollander's going to be then towards Fengler, who is the ERA admin. So this is like if you put, this is basically the Formula One equivalent of putting Michael Massey in a race car. You know, it's you don't want to upset the boss too much. He's really close now. I'll just stay with this for a minute actually. And just see how well Fengler can defend from the car behind. This is dropping him away from Dudley though. This is not what he wanted to happen. He didn't need a fight right now. He was keeping Dudley sort of honest. The gap's gone from sort of 0.6 now all the way up to 1.3 seconds. He's too busy looking in his mirrors at Bollander. Meanwhile, this man is starting to run away with it and is now starting to close in on the McLaren ahead. So Dudley starting to just unleash things a little bit. We've got a yellow flag out for car 47. I don't see 47 on my list, so I'm guessing a car has retired. In fact, 2 cars have retired from this race. So there has been an incident. We can't go back and watch it because the cars that involved, they've gone. So yeah, I can't really do anything about that one, chaps. Bollander's really aggressive in that final chicane, and I'm just a bit wary that that's going to sting him one of these days. Yeah, see you later, Josh. Cheers for stopping him, mate. Bollander's aggressiveness is one of his party pieces, but it's also his weakness. And I do fear if Fengler can just frustrate him enough, Bollander's going to make a mistake. Darius having a bit of a race to forget, I'm afraid. Really struggling this time round in the GTR. That's got a little bit of battle damage on it. Meanwhile, a little bit further up the grid, we've got Dudley then trying to get on terms with 120. Don't know what your name is, whoever you are. I would like you to change your name to your actual name so I can talk about you. This is the closest battle on track right now. Other things have sort of settled down a little bit. We've got 2 little packs that have formed, so we've got the top 5 that are all within sort of 5 seconds, and then we've got Oaks down to Room, so the next 5 cars, and then the 5 after that are all sort of quite nicely spread out. So at the moment the battles to talk about is the battle for P2, the battle for P6, which is still Warren v Oaks. Oaks though having a drastically different race to the one he had last time in the Porsche. Really driving quite nicely with just 8 minutes remaining, although Warren has had a much better middle sector and is really closed in on the Porsche. Oaks doing a really good job in that Ferrari. Sorry, Warren doing a really good job in that Ferrari, and Oaks doing a really good job in the Porsche as well. As coming out of the final chicane, just loses the back of the Porsche for a second and just costs him a little bit of time. Fortunately gathers it up nicely enough for the start finish straight. Flick back up to Dudley, see how they're getting on up here, and nothing doing at the moment. The McLaren is able to just stay where it needs to stay. Ramsey then v Smith. Ramsey round the outside. I don't know if Smith had some sort of issue there. He's dropped 2 places. What happened to him? It's almost like he couldn't get the car going again. How strange, but he's straight back past Room anyway, so we've just got Ramsey to try and catch back up to. Flick back to this battle here. That's, I'm going to say it's a battle that they're following very closely. Darius carrying on, so this is now just an extended test session for the GTR. Just to get some tyre model data or something, I'm not sure, but a bit of a race to forget then for the GTR. Stance at P14, looks like he's got a little bit of damage on the front of that McLaren, but he's 5 seconds now behind Polycott. Polycott in the new Ferrari. That is A Polycott, whereas C Polycott is a further 3 seconds ahead in the Aston Martin, chasing down Correa. And then you've got Room chasing down Smith. Fastest lap of the race has just been set by a Gamble, a 54.7. So he is starting now to pull that gap away from 120. Bollinger now back on the back of Fengler for P4. Fengler does go defensive. The Ferrari might go for the cutback. Can he get him? He's going to be shown the outside, which is the slowest way around that corner. Bollinger has to come up with another plan then to get on terms with that Lamborghini that is being driven excellently by Mr. Fengler. I'm only being nice to you because you're the admin. Oh, he's made a mistake. Is this going to open the door for Teddy? Fortunately, it's only a short sprint and he's able to recover his losses nicely there. And Bollinger, though, is looking like he's on a charge on the back of Fengs. A little bit further up, Dudley and 120 really close now, so these two battles really starting to kick off. Is Teddy going to send it? He doesn't send it on this occasion. Who can get the better exit? No room at the inn through the Schumacher S. We've got car 29, Polycott off the circuit a little bit further back, but I'm just a bit too busy watching this fight at the moment. Teddy's just riding the curbs a little bit nicer than the Lamborghini. Whenever you see that Lamborghini on the curbs, you always do get a little bit worried because you're never sure it seems to react on this one. So he's avoiding it like the absolute plague there. For the time being, with 4.5 minutes left on the clock. Fengler is surviving in P4, but a podium is slipping away from him slowly as onto the main straight they go to start lap 9 here at the Nurburgring. Fengler's going to have to go defensive as Bollinger is going to potentially try and send one around the outside. I fully expect him to try cut back. That's what he's trying to do. No room at the inn again though, and Fengler lives to fight another day. The one bit that caught Fengler out was defending there. It compromised him here. Can Bollinger throw one down the inside? No, Fengler does cover it off eventually. Go on board with the Swede. He's doing the right thing. He's doing exactly what I did, which is set himself up for a good exit. But there's no sign of getting past that Lamborghini right now. He's got to start frustrating Teddy. You can see the two cars, maybe not great on stream to be fair, but the two cars of Dudley and 120 that are similar distance apart to these two, battling away for the that P2 position. Elsewhere we've got Room v Smith happening, and a few other cars that are relatively close but not in battling positions at the moment. This is sort of battle watch at the moment, this one. But as it stands, we've just 3 minutes left on the clock now. Fengler is managing to survive the Swedish onslaught coming from behind him now in the form of a big giant Ferrari, driven by a very fast Mr. Bollinger. Let's have a look at Room v Smith then. Nothing really doing at the moment. Polycott v Stancer is at risk of happening as well in the moment. A similar distance apart to these two, so we could have some action here in the closing couple of laps. Dudley's not quite had an opportunity yet on the back of that McLaren. If you can just see, like, 120's always been this sort of distance away, and Dudley's just struggled really to pry that door open and create the opportunity that he needs to get that P2 spot. 120 for the moment, doing everything he really needs to do. Further back, we've got the number 28 Lamborghini driven by Fengler. We're going to have one more lap after this, I think. Oh no, he makes a mistake! Fengler makes a mistake on the penultimate lap. That's pretty much the same lap he did last time. He'll be absolutely kicking himself. He gets that car spun around, I think, in the end. Unfortunately, he gets in Oaks as well. We're going to just replay that for the glory of the stream. It's sad to watch. Well, if we look on board Oaks just happens upon a Lamborghini that's pretty much stopped on the apex there. And back to live action, Oaks is ahead of the Lamborghini, who is now being pressured by Warren. Coming back to Dudley V120, that is still as it was before. Dudley now just got probably one more lap after this to make something happen. Room v Smith is still as it was. Warren v Fengler now is is one of the battles to watch. We'll see if Fengler can hold him off. Teddy does now carry on into P4. Onto the last lap is your race leader, and it would be the pole sitter plus double race winner, Mr. Gamble. All he's got to do is hold it together for one lap, and he's got a 7, nearly 8 second gap back to 120. He was being far too busy with a big fat Lamborghini in his mirror to worry about the win of this race. One more lap then for Dudley to do something about it. Bollinger's quite safe in 4th. Fengler has been catching Oaks, but the problem is he's got Warren to worry about. So their pace is both a little bit quicker than the car ahead. Room v Smith, will he get the cutback? Smith struggled out that corner, but so has Room as he gets the back end lit up on that McLaren. As it stands, Fengler, I don't think we're going to see much change in this final lap. We've only got the leaders now coming round the final hairpin, just approaching the Schumacher S, so only a handful of corners for the leader to do. For Dudley, it's going to have to be a bit of a gargantuan send in this final sector for anything to happen for him. Room could get past Smith. We might see a send. Smith goes defensive. Nothing doing as Darius has some sort of incident, I'm not too sure. However, he's just slowing to let leaders pass, I'm not too sure. Does Dudley send it? No, he's not close enough. He's not close enough. But we'll do what we didn't do last time and congratulate the winner, your star of the night, Mr. Matthew Gamble. I've taken the race win twice and the pole position. Then we've got 120 coming home in P2 with Dudley very close behind. Bollinger is going to claim that P4 spot. Oaks is just about going to hold on to P5 ahead of Fengler. Fengler, who will walk away from this one potentially disappointed but should still be very proud, in P6. Warren P7. In 8th is Ramsey in the Aston Martin, a much better result than the first race for him. Then Smith just about holds off Room at the end of the race. A couple of seconds behind them is Correa. A bit of a gap now back to the Ferrari of Policott, who has Stancer for close company. And then 10 seconds behind them is the other Policott in the last of the Aston Martins. We've got just 13 drivers finish this race out of 17, so it has been a bit of a race of attrition. We've not many drivers actually finishing in the end, and then of course we have Darius as well, who has retired from the race. And there we go. That's it, ladies and gents. That's your race. That's your lot. So hopefully you've enjoyed the stream, you've enjoyed the content, and yeah, hopefully it's been a good little watch for you. For me, it's just a bit of practice ahead of Sunday. Obviously, on Sunday I'm doing the I'm doing the main commentary for I'm doing the main commentary for the Sunday series. Cheers, Fang. I don't know what a cheer or bits are. I have no idea. 1 minute. What are you saying, kid? Subscribe to the channel. Do you want to come on the mic and tell them to subscribe or whatever it is? This is my kid.
Subscribe!
There we go. That's my kid. Oh, and he's followed as well. Thanks, Emily. You've made that happen. Thank you. Right. Are you going to sleep now? Thanks. Love you. Have you got one? Very nice. Right. And we've got follows for... Yeah, I have no idea what bits are, mate. I couldn't tell you. Let's quit out of this. Let's just close down some bits and bobs. I don't know what a Fang, you've actually subscribed, mate. Mate, that costs money. Don't spend money. Don't spend any money on this. You don't need to spend any money, mate. I'm not. This is free. You get this for nothing. But thanks anyway. I really do appreciate it. So we've got. Yeah, I need to give access to that. Can I give? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Let me close that now. Yeah, right, so that's your lot. But yeah, oh, you did it with Prime. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I really appreciate that. And thanks for the follow, Jaws2003. So yeah, if you're following, then what will happen is you'll get notifications basically for the other streams that I'll be doing. So I'm picking up commentary now for ERA. Predominantly for the Sunday series, which I've been doing in coordination with Adrian, who's the main commentator. I've just been doing a bit of a backup one and learning the craft as I go. Yeah. So I'll just hopefully do a little bit more, and of course I'm going to still be racing as well. So if you're following along and you like ACC racing and just some random Northern English bloke ramble nonsense about stuff, then you're in the right place. You've joined the right one. Let me just get my Streamlabs going a sec. Can I turn? No, I can't turn that on. Can I do this? Alright, so there I am. But my thing's not on. Ah, no, what's happened here? Anyway, yeah, that's me. Hello. I did normally have a thing set up, so I had a... In fact, I'll just add it now while I'm here. We'll capture a display, shall we? In fact, I know what we'll do. We'll get that open. Come on, Streamlabs. Add source. Screen capture. Let's do that. Let's do that. Add source. Perfect. Right. So I've got you on here now. Twitch partners and affiliates will receive a penny for every bit that is cheered on their channel. Therefore, 100 bits gives the stream request £1. Oh right, okay, fair enough. I just didn't know what they were, mate, but I appreciate that. I'm not doing this for money. Like, I've fully realised at this point that if I'm doing this for money, I'm certainly not good enough, and I've started a bit too late. Yeah, I'll get all this. I will get all this set up for the race. There we go. Yeah, I'll get all this set up for the race when it happens. Turn that off as well. So yeah, that's Thursday nights. I hope you enjoyed that one. 2 good races, to be fair. I quite like the short, snappy ones because the drivers have to work a bit harder to get something out of it. Sunday, same track, Nurburgring, but we're going to have an hour with the Silver Ram guys. a lot of them have been sort of saying that the first race we had wasn't their favourite track, so the racing starts now. So big talk, especially from like Sky and that lot, who are like, yeah, the racing starts now. So tune in on Sunday. It'll be live from about 7:30, sort of thing. It'll be me. I don't know if Adrian can join. I'm waiting for him to let me know. We'll get some drivers in the chat. We'll probably drop in during the practice sessions and get a few drivers then for talks. We'll try and do a proper job of it. I can't promise I'll have all the overlays sorted for that one, but at the very least you'll have what you've had tonight, so you get the standings, and I'll be able to do replays, and I'll get the ERA like promo vids downloaded and all that sort of stuff, so it'll be a bit better. But yeah, just come and join me, like Sunday night, come and join me, this channel on Twitch, and just come and keep me company in the stream. I would appreciate that. And if you're watching this after it's live, because this will stay on Twitch for like 2 weeks, and then I'll then export it to YouTube as well. Alright, drop a comment, let me know what you liked, some feedback, like what did you like, what didn't you like. That's the most important bit, like what didn't work for you. Let me know so I can work on it in the weeks to come. But that's it from me tonight. If you want to sign up, if you're watching this and you're not in the racing community, this is what I want you to do. So if you go to Sim Racing GP, if you go to communities and you find a new community, you want to look for, where are they? I've lost them. There we go. You want to look for Evolution Racing Academy. They've got a bunch of events that are running, different championships, some series. It's just it's a good community that they've got going on over there. It's not super competitive. There's no prizes for winning anything other than bragging rights, but it's just a nice supportive place to come and race. It's really well structured. Nice variety of races as well, so a good skill level, and there's always someone to race against, so it's not full of aliens. You know, there's quick guys in there and they'll help you, so if you're after a league to join, that's a good one. But yeah, for tonight I'm going to log out now. I'm going to go and get a beer because I've had a busy day, and I'll see you all on Sunday. So thank you very much for joining. I will no doubt see you next time, and yeah, take it easy. See you then.